Welcome back to Alpha Centauri. We left off here at 2193.sav. Colonel Santiago.
Turn complete.
Yeah, that's right. Turn complete. Yo, what up? So, quick review. Last time we set up Halls of Discipline right at the end of the video, and yeah, already we have a ton of things scheduled, although really it's only like 5. Stockpile energy, right? One thing I didn't get to show in was how the resources were working here. You notice that we put this thing in the monolith, and I think I mentioned this at the beginning of the series, that these monoliths provide a quite nice bonus. I mean, it's nothing like the 7 minerals we're getting from the Spartan command with the mineral thing over there, or the 5 energy from down there, no. But it is 2, 2, and 2, and for a starting base, 2, 2, and 2 is pretty helpful. You've got a solid amount of everything right there, so that's pretty nice. And especially if you have more than one, you don't have to terraform that. I mean, you can't terraform that square. It's what it is. But it's just a really nice bonus to have. And finding a square on the map that's going to give you 2, 2, and 2 is kind of hard. So even though none of those are individually really, a lot, look at this. We got a ton of mineral resources around here we could tap into. And we have a fair bit of greenery as well. That's still probably the best square we're going to have overall. Unless we get, like, mine there. I don't know. Maybe other places, but, Anyways, we're growing pretty nicely. War Outpost and Janissary Rock are already up to 3 and 4, so, yeah, we actually have to start paying attention to them now. I've kind of been ignoring them. I feel kind of bad, but, that's the way the game works, is that you'll expand, but then you'll just kind of do this. And you'll be like, I don't even know who's Alpha Sector. I don't even know who that is. So there are better players than I who are much better at expanding. Such players often say, you don't want your bases to get too popular because then you can keep building colony pods, right? Like I could build 2 colony pods and only take them down to 3, no big deal. Same here. But we've just been kind of slow at that. And even though we have a lot of land, our formers aren't, like, super amazing. Anyways. Oh, that was close, yeah. Let's let him heal. I think that was Jim. How's this guy doing? Okay, so he's not even using that mine. Look at that. But he doesn't get very much from it, so makes sense. We could use some more nutrients, which I think the plan was to put a farm over there. We're already using that one, so let's go ahead and do that. Next turn. Next turn. This guy. We'll get this mine up and running so that when we build and expand, we can get a couple more minerals. We're supporting a lot, so it'd be nice to get some more minerals. And while we're up there, we might get rid of a fungus or 2. We'll see. I still want to put forest in this area. But let's move on. This is the Sparta command thing, and therefore he's busy. He doesn't have time to help this new base out. He's got to come over here so that he can level that section, and then he's got to dig up fungus over this way. I should really build another former to come down here and start digging up fungus, getting rid of some of that. And in the meantime, this rover will sit here quite nicely and it'll protect the land. Alright, back here. Let's put a forest in. Now, to put a forest, you come into terraform, and you look at the thing for forest, because how often do you really build forest? Well, it's Shift F, which, of course, is also removing fungus. Shift F changes depending on where you are and what you're doing. Also, we have these other options. We could construct a condenser, an echelon mirror, or a borehole. Condensers will increase the... Hold on, let me hit the, there we go, okay. So, we're going to build the forest. A condenser will increase the nutrient productivity of that square by 1, and will increase the rainfall value of all the squares around it up 1 step. So this would become moist, and all of these would become rainy. These 2 would become moist. The drawback here is that you usually alter weather patterns somewhere else, like some far side of the globe ends up getting a little bit drier because of that. So you want to be a little careful with how you do things here, because all of a sudden a base that was pretty wet could start becoming a little bit drier when you start constructing those. They also cause ecological damage. Then you've got the echelon mirror, which does not cause any damage. It provides, it acts as a solar panel right here, or solar collector, and it will power any solar collectors with an extra energy in the same radius. So if I put a guy here, I can get extra energy off of everyone nearby. So you might want to put an echelon mirror on the top of a mountain so that everyone on like the not quite top can get the same energy as if they were on the top. Although, really, it's a +1 to everywhere no matter what the elevation, so it's just as useful at low altitudes, like way over here. The echelon mirror is still just as useful because it's going to give you just as much. In other words, it can give you a total of it can give you a +8 bonus plus whatever this one would be. You know, if that is at the top, that's the real benefit. If that's at the top of the mountain, you get this guy too. But anyways, the thermal borehole is an interesting one because it gives you exactly 6 minerals and exactly 6 energy. But it can only be built on flat land. So if we use the visual here, we can't build it here. It's not flat. This is clearly sloping downward. This is like some sort of weird, like we got a saddle going on here. We'd have to, we could build the borehole over here in the dunes. And I think you might be able to build it on the very top of a mountain if it's like this and you don't have too much sloping going on around it. But the Great Dunes would be an excellent place for thermal boreholes if we actually wanted to. The problem with them is that they have a massive amount of ecological damage. And the more damage you have, the more planet hates you and tries to kill you. See, yeah, that's the way it works in, science fiction. In real life, our planet doesn't do that because it's nice. But, not always the case. Just imagine if we developed mind worms.
Drone riots.
I am ashamed. I am ashamed! I must, I don't know, commit Alpha Centauri seppuku. I am, this is shameful. Shameful display! Drone riots at Hummel Citadel. We have some, okay, so we have some options. First of all, we can turn up the pop-ups. We can zoom to base control, we can say ignore it, or we can commit an atrocity, which means people do not like us and, put sanctions against us and declare wars against us and things. Or at the very least, they stop trading and we're no longer at treaties with them. So we have to find a peaceful method of dealing with these. Apparently, we have female drones. Drones are essentially really unhappy people. That's, yeah. And they're it's not just that they're unhappy. See, they have multiple meanings. In like civilization, they're unhappy, unskilled, and uneducated, and they're just like delinquents, and they're complaining about their lot in life and everything. Here, there's more than just that. Here, drones are almost like a class of citizen. A drone is someone who's manual labor, I guess, and so you could say these are the labor riots, but drones are almost like you are assigned to be a drone. It's almost a class, a social class. And one thing you can do is you can just be like, nerve staple. And you can see this guy has like all this equipment. And that just means you stop their ability to think and be autonomous and everything. You stop their ability to feel and take away some of their free will. And in turn, they stop being rioting. And everyone is like, no, you're such a terrible person. So, ways to handle the drone riots. First of all, build rec commons. And we're actually working on that, which is like, why did you riot right now? But if a drone riot happens, and they will, I mean, even with the rec commons, we could still have a drone riot happening, because all the rec commons will do is provide a bonus here based on, we don't have any going in there to begin with. So it might not even be that useful. So here's what you got to do. You have to take somebody off of production. It's really the only way to, well, it's not the only way to peacefully handle things. The other way to peacefully handle things is to add more police. And when we add more police, that is to say military units, when you add military units, they can control the rioting. But if you don't have the military units immediately available, then you can't do anything. And in a drone riot, you cannot produce anything. All base functions suspended. So this base is not producing money, it's not producing research, it's not production. Or maybe it's just production that's being suspended. But at any rate, to get rid of a drone, you've got to take something away, and this produces a talent. Now, a talent is a really, they're very skilled, they're very smart, they're upper class, not upper class, but they're very intelligent people, and they're very skilled at dealing with things, they're gifted. And by taking people out of working in the fields, you free them up to do education, you free them up for services and things, and thus you can produce this talent community. The fewer people you have working in the fields and the mines, the more they can expand their brains, and they produce a psych bonus for every 2 psych you get a talent. And the talents, the talents don't produce a psych bonus. But for every 2 psych, you have a talent, and the talents will counteract a drone. So 1 talent will counteract 1 drone. And if you have extra talents, so if I had 2 talents, it would actually convert this guy back into somebody who's not trying to kill us all. By taking a citizen out, what I'm really doing is I'm making him into a doctor. And so if I were to drag him down here, I could actually select what I want him to be. There are multiple jobs for these citizens, and doctor is not the only one. You'll notice if I was really, really working on economy and stuff, I could turn this person into a technician there, which has this funky thing, and gets you an economy bonus, which is nice, I suppose. Or I can right-click and turn him into a librarian to get a bonus to labs, and you'll see that absolutely nothing changed down there as far as labs, but theoretically I could have done that, in theory, but you'll notice it's not working too well. There we go. Let's try that again. There's the librarian, and now you can see that the bonus happened. So that's quite nice. But it doesn't produce a talent. Having a librarian, bearded though he may be, doesn't actually... Oh, sorry, we have to... So if you just take it off, the base will automatically assume you wanted to produce talents, and yeah. So that was a really long-winded explanation of how to handle this. In a couple turns, the drone riots will go away because we have talents dealing with it, and we can begin production again. And once we finish the rec commons, we'll get psych bonuses, and we can put this guy back to work in the field and stuff. He doesn't have to be doctors anymore. Which, I don't know your opinion on social order and stuff, but statistically, mechanically, having more resources coming in is usually better than having these dedicated bonuses, unless there's a need for those bonuses. If you really need to produce resources, for example. Anyways, let's hit V to... Oh, we seem to be having some sort of difficulties with the mouse. Just a moment. Okay, sorry about that. We should be back and running again. So, there was some sort of fatal error. The game didn't like me clicking too much down here. That was kind of weird, but okay, we're back. At least we should be. So let's move on. We'll have this valuable transport go and open this dangerous cargo.
Indigenous life form.
See? And now he'll probably die. Meanwhile, he'll produce a mine so that we can also go out there and do other things. I think I also wanted to produce a sensor array. I don't remember. It's actually been a day or two since. As you noticed from the time that I didn't upload. It's been a little bit since then. Yeah, so. What's this guy doing? We haven't looked at him. Okay, so he's mostly getting stuff along the river, which is good. Very smart. Let's continue that and assist that by building more stuff along the river. Yay! Bob's finally healed. It's been a long time for Bob.
Bot recovered.
Oh, goodness. Poor Jim has to heal.
Turn complete.
There go the... Yeah, okay, well, there goes the transport. Oh, well. Stupid mindworms infesting everything. Just after a certain point, investigating these things becomes almost... Like, at a certain point, it's questionable whether you still actually want to investigate those or not. Other things that happen, the drone riots here are ended, which means that they're not rioting. We still have drones, but they're not rioting. They're just existing, and they're discontent. So we're going to build a recreation commons, and that will help things, smooth things out. They'll be happier then. This guy is going to build a base. Centaurian Cave. expanding the borders. And it's going to be a really nice base, lots of growth going on here. As you can see, there's a lot of rain. We are going to have to take care of some of this fungus because apparently planets don't like us at the moment. Not sure why. But whatever. We have the Toot Dune 2, and we seem to have an extra aura there. I think that's coming from the river, which is a little surprising because I was not aware that the river would actually add to a monolith. And that counteracts what I said last time, so. At any rate, we'll put recycling tanks, and then formers, and let's put the rec commons in there, because it seems a little bit more important now than it used to. So, then a colony pod, and then a children's crash. How's that? This guy will move in there to hold the base down while they build the defensive unit. He moves, he heals.
Indigenous life form.
They unload their bigger spawn. And this guy's done with the forest. Let's take a look. Alright, so I'll use this guy as an example because 2 minerals, that's pretty easy to see. If we take those 2 minerals off, we put them over here. Look at that! We still get 2 minerals. Now we don't have the potential for more. Like this has the potential to be 4 minerals, I believe. This is 2 and it's limited, no aura. But a forest will give you an extra nutrient and an extra energy as well. Forests are really nice. They give you food and resources and energy. Now, they're not giving you, like, mining resources, but they give you wood, and wood is useful, darn it. So you can see this is a better thing to have than this one was at the moment, because we weren't getting anything extra there, so, yeah. Forests are also nice because they will expand on their own. They do not require you to plant more, although if you plant more, they expand faster and you get to control where they're going. Let's build a road. Roads are fun. I like roads. Shift hold you, because we don't need you for a while. And this guy's ready to explore a little bit more. And he's ready to unleash the horrors of this pod.
Pod recovered.
More horrors, see?
Complete.
But, look there. See, that's horror roars. It's not... Don't misunderstand that. Hey, we got population back. Awesome. We're catching up in dominance, but we're not there yet. Let's see if this pod has anything good for us. We didn't get there. Oh, okay. Well, we did build a farm here, so let's take a look. All right, that's not bad at all. 4 things. Awesome. Now, you notice, I'd never pointed this out, but these are because of the ridge right here. All of these things here are getting extra energy from the ridge. Even though there's no solar collectors, this guy does not actually have a thing on him, so no ridge. Meanwhile, down here, we've got what? 4 minerals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's awfully inefficient.
Confirmation.
Alright, hold on. Let's do this properly. So, 22 divided by 9 is like, well, 2 would be 18, and then that's 4 extra, so that's probably 2.5. We only need, luckily, we only need to get rid of 3, so let's try 3, and there we go. You can't pay half a credit, even though the game calculates on half credit sometimes, but that reduced it by 1 turn, so that's pretty good. Let's put a solar collector there. Lots of energy. Why not? And this guy has to level it out. Remember, that's underscore, so shift hyphen.
Complete.
And it's rolling moist. Let's put a, it's got a decent elevation. Let's put a nice solar collector there. We'll start getting some elevation bonuses.
Complete.
So, you can see the dominance chart. We are clearly ahead. I say clearly, but you have to look very closely to see it. We have a road. It's about time.
Indigenous life form.
Thanks! Should have expected that. And he loses a complete turn, which is, like, ridiculous. But
Complete.
so he might die, even though he's elite. 4 mine worms is a lot. There we go.
The entire character of a base and its inhabitants can be absorbed in a quick trip to the Rack Commons. The sweaty arenas of Fort Legion, the glittering gambling halls of Morgan Bank, the sunny lovers' tryst in Gaia's High Garden, or the somber reading rooms of UN headquarters. Even the feeding bay at the Hive gives stark insight into the sleeping demons of Yang's communal utopia. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A Social History of Planet.
So, that's a thing. And you can see that, obviously, Lal does not like Yang very much. Even though I'm sure Yang disagrees. Let's take a look. Look at that! We have a Rec Commons. No more drone. What do Rec Commonses do? Consult the data links. Hey, reduces the number of drones in your colony by 2. Isn't that convenient? We can put this guy back to work now. Ta-da! Extra growth. I don't know why he wasn't on that square to begin with. And we don't need an energy stockpiled. We actually probably need a little bit more. Well, I say we need more military, but I'm not actually sure we do because this guy's already supporting quite a bit. Children's crush it is. Or maybe he should expand a little. We could build us a colony pod, but we don't have anyone to transport it. Or maybe formers, but again, let's stick with the children's crush. Oops, sorry, didn't want that. Stick with children's crush for now. Although I do kind of want to expand. He's got a lot of people there, and he's going to hit a population cap when he hits 7 in 5 turns. Yeah, colony pod it is. Maybe we'll build like a couple of them.
Production complete.
Someone built something. Don't know if you noticed. So let's build more forest. Ah, war outpost. He has a. Why does he have an extra? That's odd. I don't know. I don't know where this came from. Oh well. I'm just going to push H and he'll just stay there. Or maybe I should move him down here. Oh well, it won't matter 1 turn. And by the time he gets over here, yeah, 1 turn as well. So, oh well. Oh, look at this! Yes, we have a sea colony pod! Yes! Alright. I don't remember if I talked about this. Crap. Okay, well, I'll pretend I did. So sea colony pods, how did they work? Magnets, right? Well, sea colony pods can only be found at, let's move the cursor. Sea colony pods can only be founded on ocean shelf squares, which you can see we have an abundance of in the area. Pretty nice. See this ocean square? The depth is more than 1,000, so you can't have a sea colony pod there. So that doesn't work. But this ocean shelf does. Also, you can only terraform on ocean shelf. You can only find fungus and kelp farms on ocean shelf. So if you've got a lot of sea fungus attacking you, you might want to get rid of some of it. Or you might let lower terrain or something and try to make that no longer ocean shelf. It's an option. But as you can see, we've got a large shallow area here. And yeah, of course I use shallow, relatively. Like that's 826 meters deep. But it's pretty shallow, compared to the ocean and ocean trenches down this way. Never mind, those aren't trenches. I thought they were. These are. Yeah. There we go. There's ocean trench. So this colony pod has to be built over here. There's a lot of resources here. So let's take a look. Move cursor back. This would be a perfect spot. Now, this brings us something that's very interesting. And that is grid squares in the ocean. Some people like that, some don't. So you can come here and show map grid and ocean squares. And now you can see the grid, and now you can plan out your base and your movement more effectively. I usually turn that off because I don't do a whole lot with the ocean. But, sometimes it is. Like right now, it's really nice to have it on because I want to plan where I put this base before the video ends. And the video is almost out of time. So if we put him right here, he's going to get that guy, that guy. He'll get all 4 of these resources. And that means we could put another one, let's see, right there. But that wouldn't be the best spot because he'd get this and not that. But then we could come up here, put a base right there maybe. But he would also miss out on this. So this looks like a good spot, but maybe this is a better spot. Because this spot gets this, and this. So this gets these 3. And then I can go over, so over and then down, and then right there would be a nice spot, or, you know, since that isn't the best, I could actually put one there, and they might have some overlap, but I could probably put it there instead, or something along those lines. This would be a better spot, and so a good place to put the one over here, probably right here, because then I can be like, get that. And then if I needed one base to get all three of the other things, if I put it right here, he wouldn't fit in the bestest, but it would work. It would work. Now the problem is if you put it right here, he's got a land square that's going to be relatively useless for quite a while. And you know, I might want to put a land base here, but I think splitting this up into two bases, one base here and one base like over here, is a good idea. And in that case, I'm okay with a little bit of overlap on that one minerals, even though, yeah. What about up here with these guys? We'll probably put, I could have a base, well, I can't actually have a base to get both of these. Looks like I can put a base right there and I'll get all three of those. That's acceptable. For now, let's start by putting this guy right here. So let's finish this turn up quickly. There we go. It'll take him quite a while to get out there, apparently, but, you know, it is a long time. Suspicious. Oh well. Won't be this turn. Jim is going to move up. There we go. All right. So I feel like we didn't make a whole lot of progress, but hey, look, the new year. It's 2200. Yay! We have a mine over here that we could start using to build the. I don't mind that it's going to take the growth off because we're going to lose the growth in a moment, anyways. This mine worm is going to do nasty stuff. He's going to probably start destroying stuff, so we're going to have to think about that. We should get a base over here. Maybe that's what this colony pod will do. We've done other stuff. We're building over there. Started a road. Built this base. I'm satisfied. I'm happy with where we are. So, until next time, folks, don't catch on fire.